Hello, it's me, terrilynn. Let me explain what's going on. I had a conversional experience about 28 years old. When I was younger, I was in the Catholic Church, and I used to go a little bit to the nightclubs, and I used to go out a little bit. I didn't know my Bible real well. Well, I had a conversional experience, and I began, after Jesus appeared to me, or before he appeared to me, I began to read my Bible. And one day, as I read my Bible, I started reading about the Ten Commandments and things like that. And I read over in Exodus how God gave Moses the Ten Commandments, and then I read what Jesus said about the Ten Commandments. And I learned what adultery was and things Jesus said, how serious adultery was. Well, I committed adultery. Nobody told me it was adultery. I went to go see a priest, and he told me, yes, you committed adultery, and we're going to stick with you and help you and get like an annulment and all the paperwork done. But I was married at a Lutheran church, or Methodist or something. So the priests were going over some things, and I was sick, and I was miraculously healed, and my son was healed. Well, I went to churches, and I went to pastors flipping out. I contacted government. I said, wait a minute. They're not preaching what adultery is. They're not telling people what adultery is. They're just getting people divorced. I didn't break up my kid's dad's marriage. His wife filed divorce. He had divorce papers when I met him and was like divorced, and looking for someone to marry. But he also had a drinking problem, and he was lying to me about some things. So as soon as the Lord showed me some things, I fasted and prayed, and Jesus showed me he was going to break up the relationship with me and my kid's dad. And then the child was healed. My son was healed. Well, I was infuriated. And I began to do a ministry, and God heard my cry, and eventually he put me in a mansion. And he knew if somebody taught me what adultery was and taught me the Bible, I never would have done those things. I never would have been with my kid's dad. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't want to be with him to begin with. He kept chasing me. But it was because he wanted to drink and party or whatever, and this and that, and he claimed his first wife filed divorce, and he took off, and, But people know. I was trying to run from him anyway. I mean, it was a lot of trouble. Even police had to get involved for him to leave me alone. So my priest did a wonderful job, and I left other churches that were not teaching right. And Jesus appeared to me, and he revealed to me that it was a real problem that many people didn't know. And that there needs to be strict rules, and people need to pray about marriage, divorce, and what's going on. Okay? Jesus said, if you want to go to the eternal life, if you want to go to heaven, do not commit adultery. Obey the commandments. What God has joined, let a man put asunder. All this divorce and adultery is of the devil. The Catholic Church with annulments is right. They know sometimes people get kidnapped or raped or something like that. A weird thing will happen, or a plot. So they know that there has to be reason, to get some people out of marriages that really were traps of the devil or plots. And that's not marriage. God puts people together. There are many marriages that the people loved each other, had children, things like that, and it was drunkenness or sin or smoking pot or the wife being a whore or, this or that. And those things need to be addressed. If you're not careful, God will kill you for messing with his servants. If there's somebody who really wants to live with the Lord and you keep messing with them, God does kill people. All right? That's biblical. He killed a lot of sexually impure people. So please, take this adultery thing serious. Get government involved. It's serious. My priests have been in prayer, the bishop and more. It is evil what happened to me. And because I was making such a major stand, the devil attacked me hard, and an angel did appear in South Philly to rescue me, and witnesses watched the angel beat up a man to defend me. Okay? Some of you are brokenhearted and confused, even tormented in second and third marriages or things like that. Some of you need to examine yourselves or pray about the sin that's in the spouse that made the trouble. Whatever, pray, people. Let God's will be done. Some of you, it was an entrapment from the devil. or things like that. God knows, and He will help you. Thank you, and God bless you.